my friends and followers, Steve here with eXp Realty. In today's quick informative video, we are going to go over flood zones and what they mean to you as a home buyer right here in the state of Florida. Stick around the next couple of minutes as I break down some of that information for you guys now. Yes, my friends, as always, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in, checking out the videos. Steve here with eXp Realty. As always, if you guys dig the videos, you dig the content, be sure and slap the like and subscribe button down below. So yes, essentially flood zones. So now it's no surprise we as people love to be near the water, whether it be a river, a lake, a stream, or an ocean. It makes for beautiful sceneries, and there's tons of activities to enjoy out on the water. However, it's these same bodies of water that can cause flooding. Now, flooding can happen anywhere at any point, no matter where you live. So it's very important to know what is a flood zone and how it affects you, especially in the purchase of your new home here in the state of Florida, where we have a lot of rainfall at times and are surrounded by water. So what exactly is a flood zone? A flood zone is an area designated by a flood hazard boundary map. These geographical areas are given a rating or a zone type depending on their estimated level of flood risk. Now, these zones will also determine how much flood insurance is going to cost and if it's going to be needed for a particular area or not. Well, now that we know what a flood zone is, how do they categorize them? Flood zones are usually categorized by different letter codes. Anything with an A flood zone code is typically at high risk for flooding. These are generally properties along rivers, lakes, streams, or other types of water bodies. Anything that has a B flood zone code is typically at risk for moderate flooding, and to follow suit, anything with the flood zone code C is usually low risk for flooding. Now, anything flood zone code X does not have to worry about risk for flooding, and anything flood zone code V usually isn't evaluated for its risk for flooding. In some cases, I've even seen it as a super high risk areas along the coastal regions where storm surges and waves do cause damage. Now, different platforms do utilize slight variations to these zone codes, but they do mostly follow that general rule of thumb. Be sure always to look up on a legend if you can to properly identify the area you are looking at. Now that you know what a flood zone code is and the different categories, how do you determine if a particular property is located in a flood zone? Now, there's a couple of different resources that you can utilize to find that information out. One of which is consulting with a local insurance agent. Now, these local experts have access to flood insurance rate maps, which will determine any given property in any given flood zone. Also, if you're in the process of buying a home, you can ask your fellow realtor, as they have readily access information to the different flood zone codes and what properties are in them. Or if you're keen on doing your own research, you can hop online to the FEMA website, which, keep in mind, the FEMA stands for the Federal Emergency Management Area. You can check them out by typing in msc.fema.gov in your internet browser, and from there you can pull up any address or any given coordinate to determine if it's in a flood zone or not. Now, knowing the area that you live in and the current flood zone code is one thing, but being aware of any changes to that existing flood zone code is a whole other item. Now, this could be due to a number of different reasons, be it environmental changes, new construction, or any type of reoccurring weather patterns. For example, maybe you live next to a lake that has since dried up, or maybe you live in an area that is now susceptible to flooding for one reason or another. It's important to pay attention to these changes as it will affect your insurance premium and possibly affect the structure that you live in or look to live in as well. Well, there you go, my friends. That is a brief overview of flood zones. As always, if you'd like any further information on this or anything other that I can cover or help you with, drop me a message, shoot me a line. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks for tuning in, checking out the videos. We'll catch you guys on the next.